Why are you wearing that? I thought you were an accountant, not a lawyer. That was because I wanted to demonstrate a point about why your work clothes often aren't tax deductible. All right, go on then. So it actually dates back to a court case in 1983 where a lady barrister, hence the wig, was refused a deduction for her work court clothing. So despite the fact she went out and bought a suit specifically for court for work, darker clothes than she would normally wear, and a wig, the tax courts ultimately said she couldn't have the suit because it had a dual purpose. It wasn't wholly and exclusively for business, which is one of the key tests. And one of the primary reasons was that it protected her warmth and decency. So therefore, when she was buying clothes, that was always going to end up being a dual purpose because she wanted to protect those things as well. And that's still to this day the main case that means that work clothing generally isn't tax deductible. There are some outliers, weirdly, where it's uniform or protective, but generally work clothing is not allowable anymore. But oddly, the wig was allowed because it was effectively costume. I'm certainly having a tax deduction on this. All right, I get that, but what if it's not warm and it's not decent, eh? Now, it's interesting you say that because there was actually a court case in 2018 around an exotic dancer, and she was actually able to deduct clothing. So her lingerie, her stockings. Also, weirdly, she was allowed perfume, tanning, waxing, and makeup. Now, it should be said that this court case caught everybody a little bit off field, I think, at the time, because this was the first time we'd seen so many things be allowable. But it came down to the specific nature of her job, and they deemed far more to be more like costume. And of course, many items of those clothing did not provide warmth or decency. Oh, that's more interesting than I thought being a tax story. So I see you got the wig. Why have you not got the other costume? I absolutely did think about that, but I didn't think it was family friendly. That's just for the weekends.